Hey, Dex Guides here. Welcome to an achievement guide for the Gardens Between game. So the Gardens Between game is a puzzle game where we need to work out how to get an orb of light from the beginning of a level through to the end of the level. I'm going to try and do this video in one cut, so I do apologise if there are any mistakes here. But I've already pre-recorded the gameplay. There may be a few, one or two mistakes, but I'll talk through them. But hopefully the audio will be done in one clip. So this game will take you about an hour and a half in total to do, but if you're following a guide, it's going to be like you're literally just copying what I do. If you're doing it by yourself, it's probably going to be about 4, 5, 6 hours maybe for you to complete. Following a guide and watching this video through, you should be able to complete it in no time. So as I said before, this game's just basically the only controls you've got for this is an interact button, which is A or X on PlayStation, rewind time by pressing left, or fast forward time by pressing right. And they're the only buttons that you need to know. And I'm going to talk you through how to complete every single level. There are 8 worlds in total for us to get through. I'll try and put some timestamps down below in the description so that if you're looking for a specific level, you can just jump straight through it. I'll try my best to do that. If they're not there already, hopefully somebody can put some in the comments. But without further ado, let's jump into World 1-1. So, like I said, this game is basically based around fast forwarding and rewinding time in order to complete the level without your orb being taken away. So World 1, all we're going to do is rewind time by pressing left till your shrine is rebuilt and the orb becomes available to you. And then we're going to move fast forward time once the orb's available to us there. We're now going to hold right for our boy and girl to make our way around the map, collect the orb and put it back in the shrine. So most of the puzzles are going to be based around the girl holding a lantern and being able to pick up the orb, and the boy being able to interact with things as well. So this one's really simple. Obviously you'd expect World 1-1 to be like that. We're just going to continuously hold right until we're at the shrine. You do need to interact with the orb, as you saw the game kind of prompted you to do that. All interactions, if I mention them, are done by pressing A. So pick up that orb, walk around to the shrine, and then we're going to activate it to complete World 1-1. Plonk. So there we go. And moving on to World 1-2 in a second there. So the game, like I say, it's all based around their adventure together. It's you're watching the two friends, watching little kind of parts or segments of their life as they're going along. I think it's all one big metaphor, but that's too deep for me. All I'm about is the achievements. So, World 2, when we're going to start, we're first of all going to move right until the boy is highlighted in white next to the yellow chime. And you're going to activate that chime to open the black hole behind you. Then you're going to rewind time until the girl has her lantern lit with that orb. Sorry, that wasn't a black orb that we opened there. That's something we're going to come with later. Now we're going to activate that bridge, as you can see there. And then we're going to keep going along until we get the second orb, as we've done. That was the black hole that I was talking about. I thought we opened it before, but that's not the case. But now we can carry on going forward until that boy activates the chime. That will then close that black hole, as we saw there. And then we can head backwards again for the girl to recollect her orb. When I say backwards, obviously I mean rewinding time. And we're going to move forward again, all the way around to the shrine again, which will get us that level completed. And will also be the end of World 1 already. So we're already an eighth of the way through the game. Nice. They were 2 easy games, the easy levels, should I say. But still nice that we've got them completed. And that will get us to our first achievement as well, which is where I can actually talk about what the game's achievements are. Because like I say, they are sort of hidden, but they're really easy to find at the same time. So at the end of each world, you get put in this kind of bubbly area, which you'll see in a second, where you can fast forward and rewind time, which kind of shows them some of their adventures. So this was the little girl moving in. You want to rewind time a little bit until an object starts flashing in the background, so you'll be able to take control, and you'll notice the door there starting to wobble. Just hold the time in that place where it's wobbling, wobble for a little bit more, and then this little box will appear and you'll get your achievement. And there's one of them in every single cutscene at the end of every single world. There are some other achievements we can pick up as well throughout playing the game, which are just physically story related that you can't miss, but all of those achievements are missable, and you've got to replay the whole game if you do miss any of them to collect the ones that you've missed. But that was a moving in achievement worth 80G for finding a sneaky stowaway, should I say, in the garden fair. Stowaway garden friend. But now we move on to World 2. Here we go, and all of the levels are based on the same thing. They just become slightly more complicated. So, world number 2. Takes a little while to load, as you can see. But the first thing you're going to do is fast forward time until the purple box jumps onto the purple platform next to the girl. So, you see them purple boxes in the background? Well, there's a purple platform just down to your right, which will arrive there. And if you interact with that, that'll put the lamp onto the box. And you want to rewind time a bit so that that box gets lit by the lantern, as you can see there. And now we want to fast forward time again until the boy, until the girl can interact to build that bridge. We want to keep fast forwarding time until the boy can interact with the wind chime, which you'll see in a second. You see, I made a mistake already. My bad. This is me trying to work out what I did wrong. But you need to go back. Well, you need to interact with the wind chime. Which is round this corner. There we go. Now we want to rewind time again, and this time the girl's going to put it on the box. See, I missed a step. I was really confused with what I did wrong, but there we go. And I'll put the girl puts the lantern on the box. And you want to fast forward time again until the box gets lit. Great. Now we're going to rewind time again. There's lots of this themes of going backwards and forwards. Then the girl's going to pick up the lantern, and now you're able to get to the end and interact with the shrine. In a second, and that will be the end of World 1-1. Boy and girl catching up. There we go. Interact with the shrine. Bob's your uncle. That's that one done. And we can move on to World 2-2. Little, what looks like a lunchbox, I think. Okay, so we've got a bit of a washing line area. Anyway, so start of World 2-2. You're going to move right or fast forward time, and the girl will pick up the orb, as she does there, and then she's instantly going to lose it to that black hole, but that's okay, we want that to happen. So now we're going to keep fast forwarding time until the girl can put the lantern onto the box, which is here. I'll pump that lantern down onto that box. And now you want to rewind time like this until your orb gets lit, or your lantern gets lit by the orb. Great. And now we're going to go back forward again so that we can pick up the box, or we can pick up the lantern from the box. And from there we're going to use that orb to build this light bridge. Now we're going to keep moving forward until your lantern is lit again by that particular orb there. Great. Now rewind time again to put your little lantern onto the box. Then we're going to move forward again until the next box area and re-pick up the lantern, which we'll do in a second. That's going to hop down, so you're going to pick that lantern up. And then at the next opportunity, we're going to put it down. There. So you want to put it back down again. The reason we're doing this is you can see there's a black hole on the washing line spinning round. Well, there's two black holes actually. And if you don't do it specifically in the way I've just told you to do it there, where you're taking it, then dropping it, then taking it, then dropping it, then the black hole would take the orb. But that's you done there, and that will complete World 2 of 2. And we're off to the end of World 2 with another little achievement cutscene, as I'll call it. So we'll wait for that to play out. There we go. So you want to rewind time again once we get control. And you'll see in the background there, the water cooler was vibrating, pop, and that little box, the little box that you've seen in all the different levels, pops out the water cooler, gets you another ATG. Excuse me. On to World 3-1. Go around into this little TV area and load up world number 3. World 3-1's also going to give you achievement halfway through, which is great, but that's just literally story related. I believe it's story related anyway, but I'll talk you through it anyway when we get to it. So, at the start of this level, you want to move right until the boy is in front of this kind of like this interactive thing. What should we call it? We'll call it a statue, an interactive statue. And this allows you to rewind time on certain objects without rewinding time on everything. So we want to rewind time to allow the Jenga blocks to go back onto the table, and allows you to get past that area that was blocked off. Great. And then we're going to move right for the girl to allow to be picked up the little orb. And then we're going to light the way on this little path, which we'll call the light path. Then from here, the boy is going to interact with the tower, or what we'll call the tower. And this time we want to fast forward time to allow the orb to fall down as it is there, which will block the path, but it will allow us to pick up an orb. That's great. So now fast forward time, or walk along to pick up the orb. Should do this said. I was a bit confused here whether you needed to ring the wind chime or not, but you don't ring the wind chime yet. You need to go get the orb first, then ring the wind chime. It's not even a tongue twister and I'm struggling. So now we'll ring the wind chime, and we're going to rewind again to interact with the tower. And when you interact with that tower, you want to rewind it as far back as it can, because technically you only need to do that far, but if you rewind it all the way as far as you can, it picks up the dominoes and you get this 40G achievement as well. Almost done at this point. We're going to move forward again, fast forward time, activate the chime again so that the black hole's on the left rather than the right. And that opens up the way for us to get right the way around and interact with our shrine. Nice, that's number 3-2 completed. Oh, that's 3-1, sorry, not 3-2. My bad, I can't keep track. Good news though is 3-2 when it loads up also has an achievement which is story related, which we'll pick up just for playing the game. So again, as I was starting with every single level, you want to move right all the way at first, and you want to keep moving right till you interact with this little tower for the boy. And with the tower you want to plug the TV in, which I believe is done by fast forwarding time. And now you want to rewind time until you're at that controller, and you want to stay positioned on the controller, so you're continuously rewinding until a tape pops out. So you'll see the boy pressing the button. You also have it here an audio cue of, and whilst that's happening, once that's completed, a tape will eject. Which is great, so now we want to move forward again. Keep moving forward and then pick up the lamp and also attach the lamp to the light bridge to activate the light bridge. Which we'll do here. There will be a box just after the light bridge if you get the girl to place the lamp on the box, which is just on our right hand side here. Then continue moving forward till we get to our tower for the boy to interact with. And you want to rewind time until that bird is a blackbird. Then come out of the tower and rewind the game completely, like outside. So the orb kind of gets lit in the telly, but that'll make the orb in real life lit as well. And then we want to fast forward time like there, and you will get an achievement for Super City Crow. The crow will be defeated. Now once that crow's defeated, you want to rewind time again, and then the box will jump out of the telly, but this time it will have a orb inside of it, as you can see there. Then just fast forward time all the way to the end and you get your achievement. Well, not achievement, you've got your achievement for defeating the Silly Crow. You'll just complete the level of 3-2. Now this world is the first world with 3 levels in, so we're not quite complete world 3 yet. We're moving on to world 3-3. So 3-3 is based around like a couch tent sort of thing. And we're going to go move forward to that tower and have the boy rewind the box so it's closest to the platform. So interact there. You'll see that that moves the box how you want it. You want the girl to then drop her lantern onto the box. Then I believe you want to go rewind time again and interact with the tower and get that box to land like kind of directly underneath the lamp. So I kind of messed up first time and put it in the wrong place. What you want to do is put it directly under the lamp. So forgive me a second, ignore all what I'm doing here. It's all wrong. But you want to have the box placed underneath the lamp. This bit's still wrong. I'm pretty sure I put it in the wrong place still on my first attempt. Because I was a bit confused on where it actually had to go. Yeah, you don't put it there. It's almost right, but what you actually want it to do, because as you can see there's a lily that drops down from the lamp. So you want the box placed literally like halfway, so it's kind of hovering, which doesn't quite make sense, but it does in the context of this game, because this game doesn't make much sense anyway. But as you can see, the box now has a lamp, and that's what you meant to do. So you now want to go back to the pedestal, or the tower, whatever you want to call it. Rewind time to allow the box to go there, so the girl can re-pick up the lantern. And you want to activate your sky bridge or your light bridge. And then from here you're going to move your boy to the next tower. And this will allow you to move the boxes around again. This time you want to move the box to next to the girl by fast forwarding time. There we go. 1, 2, just like that. Then have the girl put her lamp onto the box and interact again, and have the boy move the box next to the wind chime. Which you'll find there. You want it directly above the wind chime. And you're going to fast forward time so that the wind chime gets there. So like the rug kind of goes on top of the wind, like you saw. Then ring that wind chime. Which also gets you the achievement Great Catch. Not quite sure what the Great Catch was, but so be it. Then rewind time again so that the boy can go back to interact with the tower. And this time you want to have the box hover over the popcorn right there. And this time the box will actually catch the orb. There you go, like so. Now we're going to rewind time one more time to interact with the tower. Like that. And we're going to have the orb be put down, and this time it's lit. We can pick it up, and then we're going to move right round, and that's us completed the level. We can now go to the shrine, be able to activate it, and that will have us completing world number 3. Now, in our little cutscene, once we finish world number 3, it's going to be them two kind of watching a film together, and it's going to have 2 achievements attached to it. The first of which is that the girl needs to throw popcorn at the boy 5 times. So what you want to do is rewind time for the popcorn to be in her hand, fast forward the time so it hits his cheek and hits the floor, then rewind, fast forward, fast forward. Do that 5 times and you'll get your 40G achievement, Friendly Fire. You'll see what I mean in a second when it loads up. See, she's got the popcorn in the hand, hits his cheek, then it's going to fall to the floor. So you want to rewind to the hand. You might have also noticed the TV shaking there. we're going to do that achievement in a second, which will be another 80G achievement. First of all, we want to do this friendly fire achievement. But once we do that, we'll rewind time so that the TV's vibrating a bit more, and that will get us our little Easter egg achievement as well. There we go, that's a friendly fire one, 40G. We want to rewind a little bit more until the TV starts shaking, as you can see there, and we'll have a little crow pop out, and that will get us 80G and move us on to world number 4. World number 4 also gives us another achievement called Saw Through Time, which you get, which is fully story related, but you get it for sawing the plank next to the hammer. But we'll move that on in a second. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself, talking about things whilst the game's kind of playing out by itself. So world number 4 is where things kind of start picking up and getting a bit more complicated. It took a little bit longer for me to complete. We want to open up world number 4, and as you can see, there was a little preview of what this world's going to be. There are 3 levels in this world as well, which we're going to try and fly through as quickly as possible. So we want to fast forward time, first of all, until we get to that saw. Then we're going to rewind and fast forward time once we get there. There we go. So the first thing, you may have noticed these clouds as well, they're going to come into play later on, but basically the clouds disappear when you have the orb and reappear when the orb's not in position. This is the saw we were talking about. She's going to jump on it, then rewind time, fast forward time. You'll see that the saw is going through the plank of wood till it's knocked down, and you also get that 40G achievement. Nice little gimmick of the game there. So from there you want to move right, and you want to ring that bell, or that lantern, or whatever you want to call it. That will allow the girl to pick up the orb into her lantern, and will make that cloud shrine thing disappear. But unfortunately there's a black hole just on the side that will take it. That's okay though, because we're going to keep going round and get another one. As you can see there, that will allow us to ring the chime. But we do want the black hole to take away our orb so that we can carry on our path. So we're going to rewind again. That black hole is going to take it this time. So that this time there should be a cloud bridge rather than a light bridge for us to path. We now pick up an orb, go to the shrine, and that will be 4-1 completed. We are approximately halfway through this game now. Unfortunately, you've noticed that we're only a third of the way through the video. That's because, like I said, the levels do start to kind of get more tricky and more intricate of what you need to go and do. But that's okay. I'm happy to keep talking through to you what you need to do on all the different levels. So this one takes place on a kind of tree map. So you want to continue right or fast forward time until the girl gets to 3 boxes next to each other. There's going to be 2 blue boxes and 1 purple box. You need to put the lantern on the blue box on the right hand side, which will be the second blue box. You'll see what I mean in a second. So you can already see the 1 blue box there. There you go. So sorry, it's box number 3 you need to put it on. So drop that onto there. Then you want to rewind time or go left all the way back to the start to where the boy can interact with the wind chime. And in doing so, that will allow the lantern to get a little orb inside of it. So there we go, we're going to do that, which activates the lantern on the right. You can see. Well, the orb flower thing. I don't know what to call it really. Orb, a light flower, an orb flower. No, it seems I did something wrong. I'll tell you what I did wrong. I didn't rewind fast. I didn't rewind far enough back. So sorry about that. We'll do that again. Make sure you rewind right to the beginning so that you can your orb does get lit. I was a bit confused what I did wrong, but it's because, like I say, I didn't rewind all the way back. So excuse me on this one. You might have already done this. My bad. There we go. Now that the lantern's lit, we can continue forward. So go retrieve that lantern from the box and create the sky light, whatever we want to call it, bridge, which appears next to the lantern. You can already see it ahead of you to create the light bridge. Remember to pick up the lantern as you go. So interact with that bridge. Then we're going to keep out making our way up until we get another selection of boxes to choose from. And we want to put the lantern onto the second purple box when we get there. So keep making your way up and up and up. There you see you've got lots to choose from. But you want to put it on the, well, we'll call it the fifth box, or the second purple box. Second from last, however you want to describe it. You want to put it onto that box there. Then you're going to rewind time until your box gets an orb, or the lantern from the lantern, which shouldn't take too long. I like this level, but it's very trial and error. Without a guide, you would just have to keep guessing until you finally got it. There we go. So that retrieves an orb from the start, and as you can guess, we're now just going to fast forward all the way to the end for us to retrieve that lantern and then finish the level. I'm going to keep moving right, keep fast forwarding. Sorry if the game just lagged for you a little bit there. I'm not sure what happened. But the girl's going to get that to that lantern. She's going to pick it up with you interacting with it. And you're going to go all the way to the end and slam that down to finish the level. Bam. And that will move us on to 4-3, which is the last of the world 4. It will also get us another achievement, which is always nice, as I've said, called Gone Fishing. This is worth 40G for getting Ariana, who was the girl, at the end of her rope. So the first thing you want to do is go right, or fast forward time until you'll have the boy in front of the tower, which we'll do there. We'll get the boy to interact with the tower and bring the rope bridge all the way down to the girl, so that the girl can put her lantern onto the box. Like so. So have the girl interact there. Now have the boy interact with the tower again and pick up the light so that the bridge goes all the way at the bottom and the lantern gets lit by the light. So it's down like that. You now want to raise it so that the girl can pick up the light, like so. And then you're going to, once she picks it up, we're going to move right all the way to get the, so that the lantern can activate the sky bridge or the light bridge. like so. Then if we keep moving forward, there should be another area for the boy to use, another tower, which you can see there. Now we want to lift that bridge so that the girl can put her lantern back onto the box again. And we'll bring that all the way down to the bottom so we've got a light. Now I'm just trying to remember what I had to do from this point. Yeah, you want to bring the lantern all the way to the very top this time. Like so, which will... It's actually just a little bit lower than that. So this is where I made a mistake again. You actually want to lower it a little bit so that the boy can interact with the chime. But I was getting confused on what I had to do. But yeah, you'll see me making this mistake. You want it a little bit lower so that it removes the cloud from that wind chime to be lit. See, I'll realise my same mistake in a second when you can't progress anymore. So make sure it's that little bit lower so that you can ring that. So you can ring the wind chime. Why do I keep wanting to say wing the wind chime? So ring the wind chime with the boy. Like so. That will activate the black hole. And we want to rewind again so that the boy can interact with the tower. And we want to go get the lantern. Like so. But this time the black hole's going to take out the lantern. Sorry, I am getting totally confused. Yeah, you want to do what I've done on the screen there, which is put that all the way down to the bottom so that the black hole's out of the way. And we're going to make our way upstairs, but this time the light is going to be took by the black hole, but that's okay because we need it gone anyway, so we can cross this bridge here. We now want to interact with the tower again, bringing the bridge all the way to the top of the tree house, because this time the girl's going to get onto it. So we want to put it there, and this time the girl's going to get onto the bridge like so, and then you're going to interact with the tower again, taking the girl all the way down to the bottom so that she can pick up the lantern by herself without using the box. Like so. Now interact and take it all the way down to the bottom. So she's got her lamp lit, and you will also get the Gone Fish achievement for getting the girl to the end of her rope. Bring her back upstairs, and we can now finish the level by just fast forwarding time and going right all the way to the end and clonking that lantern down again, like so. And that will have us World 4 completed. The World 4 cutscene only has one achievement on this one. We've got no little Easter egg of throwing anything this time. This time we're looking for a poster to shake. So that poster in the background, you want to rewind time until it shakes, as with all of the little cutscene Easter egg type things. There you go, you can see it start flashing. And we have a little box. with our bring us our ATG. And that will take us onto World 5 with only 3 more worlds to go. I believe they all have 3 levels. Let me just double check that. Actually, no, World 5 only has 2 levels. World 6 has 3 levels. World 7 has technically, yeah, has 3 levels. So we have 7 levels to go. 7 levels to go. Not many to go now. But, as I say, they're going to get more and more complicated. So the first thing we're going to do on World 6-1 is move to the right until the girl gets the light into her lantern. Okay, so I'm confused on where we are anyway. What we want to do actually is type the code into the computer, a code 644676, which is done like we just did before. Like done here. So you're going to go backwards and forwards with the girl, then the boy is going to type the 7 in, and then the girl can type the 6 in again. Ignore what I said, and then you'll see a little loading screen at the top, and that's where we want it. So we also want the next thing to be done is to be able to move forward, but we want to move forward with the blue thing being on the far left. So obviously you're just going to go backwards and forwards and with the last step until the blue thing's on the left, like we see there. And we're going to move forward and interact with the tower, and we're going to move forward time so that it prints off a little lantern or a wind chime for us to ring. And then once it's printed off like it is there, we're going to move forward again, and this time have the boy interact with the wind chime. Like so. That's going to activate our little light, like our flower thing that we were all confused about. Still don't have a proper name for it. And you want to go interact with this wavelength machine and just keep moving forward. Just keep fast forward in time until the glass at the back smashes, like so. It's exactly what we want. That's fine. We're going to keep moving right, keep moving fast forward in time. The girl's going to pick up her little light, and you're going to finish World 5-1 and move on to 5-2. Totally ignore my math, by the way, before. That was totally wrong on how many levels we've actually got left. But that's just me. I'm thinking that we've got less levels to do than we actually have. We've got 5, 6, 7 and 8. Not just... we haven't finished World 5 yet. Okay, 5-2. Back on track. Not trying to get ahead of ourselves at all. So, move right and have the boy interact with the tower. Which we'll do in a second once I decide to actually get into the game. We finish loading. That's what we want. So yeah, have the boy interact with the tower like so. Now this got a little bit complicated for me on where you actually wanted the bones. So give me a second for it to actually get in the right way. Because what you want is to be able to get down the bottom path, but you also want the little, I'm going to call it like a beehive type thing, or the glass to be shattered, which is behind the wind chime on the right. Now I couldn't work out exactly where you wanted the skeleton to be. I will eventually work it out. but it's around this area where you want to be able to get to that glass to be shattered, like so. But now the dinosaurs, like little bum things, getting in your way, so it's really close. But it just wasn't close enough, and that's just completely wrong, because then we're going to go upstairs. We don't want to go upstairs. So where I had it was very close. You'll see in a second, like I say. I still think that was too low. But you've also got this boulder in your way as well, that it's moving. So it's so complicated. Where it's precise. It's really precise. And now we've got the glass not smashed, so that's no good either. So go back and try again. When I work out, that's nothing I can do there. So you've got three aspects really. You've got a boulder you can climb up, you've got a boulder in the middle, and the glass also needs to be smashed. And they all need to be in the right position to let you pass. And it took me far too long to work out which position it actually had to be in. So the glass is now smashed. And that is where you need it to be. So it's just as the glass is smashing, you can then get to the wind chime and ring it. Great. Now we want to rewind time so that the girl can pick up the orb from the newly awakened light flower, again we'll call. So she's just going to be underneath it, that's going to pick it up. Great. So now we want to interact with the tower again, but this time we want the bone to be at the bottom. This little bone that's going to create a tower for us, yeah, that's exactly how we want it. Like so. Your orb's then going to be eaten by that black hole, but that's fine. We're going to keep moving forward until the boy can interact with the chime again. There we go, so we can still cross the path. So the bone's in the right place, but the boulder's not blocking us. That's fine. So now you want to get another orb and put that onto the box, as you've just seen there. Now I'm going to rewind time again. I believe we're going to interact with the tower again in a second. So, this is a bit weird, but you need to ring the wind chime using the bones of the skeleton an odd amount of times. So you see there, it's hit once. That's an odd amount of times. So that's fine. And you now want to fast forward, now that it's been rang an odd amount of times, to allow you to go back down again. Like so. And the reason we want to do that is because we now want to pick the orb up again. So we're going to head down, we're going to get the girl to go down and pick up the orb and the lantern from that box we just put on before. But as you can now see, the black hole has now disappeared. Now we need to ring the wind chime once more, like so, and this time you want to have the bones create a path going uphill, like that, And as you can see, there isn't a black hole upstairs anymore. So I believe we can now complete the level. Oh, the last thing you want to do is rebuild the skeleton altogether. Because you've got a boat orb, that's fine. You can have the boy interact with the tower, like so, and have the dinosaur fully recreated so you can walk up the arms and finish off the level. And that should be world number 5 completed for us. And now, despite me talking rubbish before, you do only have 3 worlds to go. We've got world 6, world 7, world 8. But first thing I want to talk about is world number 5's little cutscene at the end. This time we want the egg in the background, which you'll see in a second, to start vibrating for us to get our little secret achievement, world number 5 ending. So it looks like they're having a little bit of fun in a museum. It is really cool how like the little cutscenes like kind of represent the worlds as well, but it's also their journey in life together. There we go. That little egg popped. And that is world 5 saying bye-bye to us now. And we can nicely move on to world number 6. Getting closer and closer to that end game. See, it's getting a bit nighttime now. This game's starting to roll closer and closer to that end. So world 6-1 when it loads up. So the first thing you want to do when this loads up is move forward, or fast forward time, until the girl lights her lamp from the orb. Now you're going to keep moving right and right and right. We're going to all go over the cloudy bridge all the way there until she gets her light, which is great. The next thing you want to do is keep moving right actually until the boy is able to interact with the tower. What I want to do, and we want a box to be landing in front of where we're going, which I did not do that time. So you want to have that little the purpley one rather than the blue box land in front of you so that the girl can put her lantern onto their lamp. You'll notice the sky bridge, well, the cloud bridge disappears. That's why we need to do that. So now I want to rewind time again and have that boy interact with the tower again. I'll keep going backwards. And you want to rewind the pedestal so that that box is in front of you instead of the light. Like so. We're now going to go backwards in time again and get the girl to pick that lantern up from where we just dropped it off. And like so, and from there we're then going to activate the little wind chime which is in front of you. You'll have also noticed the girl's now taking a different path and going downhill instead. Now we're going to go back around again for the boy to be able to interact. Sorry, the first thing you want to do is have the girl put her lantern onto the box, like so. Now I'm going to move forward all the way until the boy gets to the tower. Which is here. And this time we're going to bring the lantern back to where it was at the very start again, as you can see. And we're going to go have the girl pick up the lantern. Like so. And then we're going to reverse time all the way back to the start. She is going to get her light broken, as you can see there. But that's okay, because she's going to collect another one, like so. And then she's going to put her lantern onto the box. Here. You're now going to fast forward all the way backwards again. Well, fast forward all the way forwards again until the boy can interact with the pedestal again, the towery thing. Like so. Then you're going to bring the light right next to the shrine thing where we put our little light of ball to finish the level. So re-pick up your lantern, and that is World 6-1 done. Bosh. Moving on to 6-2. These levels are really starting to get quite long, so I do apologise if you're getting bored of my voice. Hopefully we'll be done soon. We've only got about, well, we're more than halfway through now, and only have not many levels left to go. On to 6-2 though. So as you can see, it's a little watery tap pipe type level. No idea what they would be doing in the real world here inside of a sewer, but there you go. So when you move forward, you're going to see a large drop of water coming out of the pipe. You want to move forward until the large drop of water is between the exposed wiring. You'll see what I mean in a second. So there's a large drop going. I'll kind of edge that so that's in place there. That's going to activate the little lanterns, which is great because now we can move forward. We want to do the same again. You'll see the little drip coming down in a second. It's on its way, and that's why we want it sat on. Great, that's exactly what we want. And keep moving forward. Now you'll go across that cloud bridge, and you'll also know there's a wind chime there. You can also see the end of the level, but interact with that wind chime. Now you want to keep rewinding. You are going to have to activate the electrical wire again, but that's fine. You should know what you're doing by now for that. And you want the boy to interact with the tower so that there is a stream of water constantly going and the lights are constantly turned on. Like so. Now we're going to keep rewinding the time until the girl can now pick up this light, the orb, into her lantern, like so. Now keep moving forward in time until the boy is in front of, you see the one cloud that's remaining? You're going to have the girl put her lantern, because it's a box behind there as you saw. You're going to let the box take the girl's lantern. And now you want the boy to interact with the tower again. And you want it to go back to just being a little drip like that. The reason being is there is a cloud bridge later on that we need to cross over, which if the lights are constantly on, you aren't able to cross. So you want the little light. You want the lights on using your water technique, as seen before. Lights will go off, you can go over that bridge like we said. Now the box should nicely plop in front of you for you to pick up your lantern and finish the level. And we have one more level to do on 6-3 before we're completed. If I do make any mistakes, by the way, please let me know in the comments. I don't think I've made any mistakes before other than visual mistakes, but I've pointed out whenever I've made visual mistakes. But let me know in the comments if I have done anything incorrectly. Here we go, moving on to 6-3 though. So, you want to move forward until the boy is at the first tower and interact with that. You want the second can to be in front of the girl to allow her to cross. That, yeah, the yellow one there. And have the girl cross all the way across. And also have the boy interact with the second tower when we get to this point. And rewind time so he can cross the purple can, as you can see there. Great. He's also going to cross the second purple can in a second when I realise what I'm actually meant to do. So I was a bit confused on what I had to do at this point again. It happens a couple of times, especially with the more complicated levels. But he's going to cross the bridge as well in a second, like so. Now this is another little fun gimmick the game likes to put onto there. So the girl's going to be able to turn the water valve off by jumping onto it, a bit like the buttons in previous levels. But she's going to hop onto that water valve and it's going to start spinning. And you want to get that water switched off. There's going to be just a point there. I missed it. You want to rewind. If you do miss it, it's okay. You can try again. Where the valve starts spinning, just hold your horses there. Hold time. And that will create a little bridge for the boy to cross over. So, I'm going to move forward time again and have the boy interact with this tower. And with this tower, we want to create a bridge between the milk carton and the video cassette. So that's the kind of video, yeah, that one there. And that will allow him to cross the milk carton and video cassette, and it'll also allow him to cross the pizza box, which you can see in the far end. I was very confused by this level. I do apologise, it's taken us a little while to work out what I needed to do. You can cross over like that, and now you're going to activate this tower. And you want to bring it to this position here. From here you're going to ring that little chime so that there is a ball for the girl to collect, or a light source for the girl to collect. So from here, activate the tower again and put the pizza box there. Put the pizza box in the right place. So the reason being, we're now going to head back for the girl to collect her orb. And also it'll allow the girl to move forward as well. So obviously we can't finish the level without both of them. So we're going to move backwards all the way. And having that light source will mean that the girl doesn't cross that bridge to the point where she is, and instead she's going to move forward instead. There we go. So now we'll move forward in time and have the boy interact with this tower once more. I think this is the last time we need to interact with this particular tower. Now, this one needs to be put in the position where it is the cardboard box, I believe. Yes. So it's a cardboard box, because both of them can go across the cardboard box. And you want to give this particular box the lantern. Then I believe we're going to reverse again and interact with that to the same tower again. But this time we're going to have it as the milk carton and the tape. There we go. And we can recollect that. We can go over the pizza box. And I believe that's the end of the level. I believe so. Because she has a lantern, we can now go up there. Yeah, no more obstacles. And that should be world number 6 done for us. Just keep fast forward in time. And that will take us into another cutscene down a drain pipe. Like I said, this kind of world's a bit weird. I'm not quite sure why in the real world they were messing around in drain pipes and things. I guess it had to do with the storm, but it seems a bit weird. Unless he's a plumber. Could be a plumber. So we're going to have a valve start to vibrate on this particular cutscene when we have it in the right position. You'll notice it. It makes it very obvious, to be fair, when you're doing the cutscene, what's happening. It would just be annoying to me if I didn't know how to get these achievements. I think it would be better if they just gave you the achievements for finishing each level. There you go, that little spinny thing on the left, the little wheel. That's going to spin, and there's going to be a box up here and give you an expedition goes down the drain with ATG, which is great. And allows us to move on to world number 7 with only 2 worlds left to go. As you can imagine, world 7 is going to be one of our most complicated, being the second off last level. That's fine. Let me bring up my little guide for world number 7. So this one looks to kind of take place in a little play park sort of area, which again I'm a bit confused on why that would be the case, seeing as we're kind of going through their lives of them growing up. So you would have thought this would be like one of the first ones, but I do know it's got a couple of gimmicks that I quite enjoyed on these levels. But let's get into world number 7-1. Let's see, it's night time. We're nearly getting darker, nearly at the end of our story. First thing we're going to do is move right and fast forward time to get the girl to pick up her orb, which is in that little orb plant thing. I keep saying orb plant thing. And now we're going to rewind time to activate this tower. Now this is why I think it's pretty cool, because it's based on the little adventure going on there. So what you want to do here is just move all the way right until the seesaw goes from facing right to left, like so, because you can see it affects the real world as well. which is pretty cool. And you also want to keep going so that it's sat on the whale's tail spring as well, which is going to affect the whale in the, what I'm calling the real life area as well, but the area where we can move. And that's where we want to leave it for now. So I'm going to keep moving forward. You see that's created a bridge for us on there, and also the whale's tail is on the bottom. We're going to use our light to create a light bridge. Like so. So you want to keep moving forward and having the boy interact with this particular tower. Which creates another little area for our box to play. And you want to leave the box in the middle of the tyres, like so. Then exit out and head backwards. That will allow the box to appear in the tyres, but this time we want to rewind again. We want to put the lantern onto the box, like so. Sorry, I'm getting a bit confused. Let me reread my notes. There you go. Yeah, leave it on top of the slide. Then go backwards to the point where you can see the box on the slide. That will now have a lit lantern, which is exactly what we want. Now we want to leave him in the tyres for us to collect, like so. I believe I've made a mistake again here. I don't think I meant to leave it in the tyres. Because I think we're going to end up like so. So what you actually wanted to do is you wanted to fast forward the time a little bit more so that the painting lantern makes some clouds disappear in the little mini game type thing and allows this bridge to fall down. But I did miss that point, so if you do make that mistake, that's fine. I want to go back. We want to put the lantern back in the tyres so the box appears in the tyres in the real world. We then put the lantern in the box again, then go back to our tower, which brings up the mini game. Move that forward so that the lantern allows us to clear the clouds. And then we can do the same again, put the lantern back in the tyre, get the lantern to where we are at the moment. So I was really confused on what I was meant to do here, because I did miss that step. I was like, kind of, how do I get that bridge down? I'd skip past it on my notes for recording for it. But I will realise in a second. I've just explained to you guys what you need to do. So you might even be ahead of myself when it comes to this level. I've still made the mistake. There's the cloud, but I forgot to put the lantern back on it. So, no, still making we're still making the wrong mistake. Have the box on the tyre, like so. That makes the box of the real life appear. Put our lit lantern there. We can then move them forward slightly to burn that, and you'll see in the real world that bridge now falls. Now we've put the box back in the tyre, we can collect it and move forward. So that is why you need to follow things properly and not make mistakes and skip past notes when you make notes. But I'm sure you won't mind too much. But that should have us completing World 7-1. Sorry about the mistake there. Now, World 7-2 is also pretty cool. But it does rely on timing. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second, because the boxes are going to be moving to a beat rather than everything being stationary and being controlled by you like it was previously. So you'll see that box is jumping around. The box needs to be at the bottom area so that the girl can carry on in that path like she just has done for me. That's exactly what we want. And we also want the same thing to happen with the boy as well. So these two will both automatically go to the top path. Now we want them to go both to be going down the bottom path. So we've got to wait for that orb to come around again. The boy can go down the bottom path as well. Brilliant. The next thing we want to do is have the boy interact with the wind chime. And have the girl lose her orb to the black hole, as we saw there. We'll move forward again. So from there we're going to keep moving forward till we get to this cassette player. Now, as you see, as you're moving forward and backwards in time, you can choose which box is moving to which area. So the first thing you want to do is move the blue box to the top next to the tape. Which is this one here. From there we can have the girl put her little lantern onto the blue box, which is great. The next little puzzle is pretty cool. So you want the orb flower to be directly underneath you, which isn't this one. You want it to be on this one here. Yes. The next thing you want to do is have the lantern pick up the orb. Now you'll also see me making a mistake here, because the next thing you want to do is move the black hole, but I didn't. So I'll kind of let it play out, and you see me making the mistake first of all. Then you'll see me doing it properly. So the black hole can only go to two places, there and there. I say there and there, like you know what I'm talking about. Where it is now, and it can also go to the right. The orb on the left is pretty irrelevant now. That doesn't help us at all. So this is where I made the mistake, because obviously the black hole's got to be over on the right. But I made the mistake of doing it. So you want the blue box to move onto that cassette, onto that tape, whilst the black hole's on the right. You'll see me doing it properly now. So we'll have the orb flower giving it to the lantern. We then want to move the black hole to the right with one jump. Then our orb with the light in it, with the lantern in it, is going to move 2 jumps. So we're going to leave the black hole over there. So the lantern's now going to make 2 jumps to there, then down the bottom. We're then going to move the black hole back to the middle. Yeah. Then we want our lantern to make another 2 jumps back next to the girl. Like so. And then we can finish the level. And it's as simple as that. I made that sound a lot more complicated than it is. Oh, there is actually a secret achievement on here as well, which is once you collect the lantern. I'm not sure what I was confused about here. I think I was confused about the secret achievement on my notes. But basically all you need to do is collect the lantern and then rewind time and go backwards until you're next to the cloud bridge. and that will get you an achievement popping. And that one is a secret hidden achievement. You're not going to get that one unless you were looking for it. See that little area there? Yeah, that released the box and gave you a 40G achievement. So I bet you're glad you were watching my guide for that one. And then we can go right the way around and finish the level. And that gets us onto World 7-3 with only 4 more levels to go. And only 20 more minutes left of your time if you're following step by step on what I'm doing. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is move this, or you've got to control, you haven't got the control of the girl or the boy, you want to move the orb flower all the way down the waterfall for the girl to collect into her lantern. That will allow us to move to the right and get through this area, but you want to have the girl place her lantern onto the box so that you can get over this bridge. Then you want to interact with the wind chime with the boy. And now you want to rewind time so that the girl picks up her lantern again, and we want the black hole to take it so we can move forward with our lantern, but without an orb because we need to get over this cloud bridge. But that's okay, because in a second we're also going to retain that light again and activate the light bridge. Now there is another wind chime for you to interact with, as so. And you're also going to get the girl to collect her orb. And once she has her orb like there, we want to turn the wind chime again, switching the lights to on to off. You want to keep moving forward, and you want the girl to give her lampshade to the box, which is positioned here. And you want to keep moving forward. Of which you're going to find a tower that the boy can interact with. And that's going to allow you to move the moon to a different position, and you want it at a kind of like a 10-degree angle, 10 to 20 degree angle. No, I'd say more 10 to 20 degree, but basically just about where I had it there is where you want the moon to be sitting before we leave this area. Like so. Now we want to rewind time and get the girl to pick up her yes, yeah, just like that. Just like that. You then want to go interact with the tower again, as you can see now. And you want it on a 45-degree angle, I believe. Not that way though, the other way. I'll work out what I might mean in a second. No, sorry, a 90-degree angle. Yeah, there. Is that 45 or 90? I'm not sure. Anyway, just below the moon you can see there's like a light switch kind of appears or like basically like a wind chime for you to ring. You then want to activate that wind chime, like so, which is going to activate the moon. And then you want to, well, the sun, moon, no, it's definitely not the sun, it's the moon. And then you want to move it all the way to the left hand side. So we want to rewind time so that it's all the way down at the bottom there, like so. The reason we want it there is we're now going to pluck the moon out of the sky and put it into our lantern. So we want to stop interacting with the tower, and we want to rewind time. Which we'll see in a second. You'll see, because it's in line with it, the moon then appears in our lantern, like so. And we also get a nice 40G achievement for reaching for the sky. We just want to keep moving around now, and we will finish our level, which will be the end of world number 7. And that brings us to our second off last cutscene, and also moves us on to our last level. So this one here is going to have a telescope shining when we rewind it to the right position, as you'll see me doing shortly. You see that telescope on the left? Now they're out looking at stars in the sky. So if you rewind time just slightly to the left, as you've done with all of them, it pretty much instantly starts shaking, spinning round, and we'll have another little cube Easter egg popping out. Well, it doesn't pop out this time, it just allows you to see it in the sky. Shows you how much I remember of it. And that allows us to move on to World 8, which, to be honest, World 8, if I remember rightly, is quite simple compared to all of the other levels. All the other levels have been quite simple, but without a guide, it would be quite tricky. But this is taking us back to the storm, the eye of the storm. Well, not the eye of the storm. The eye of the storm's meant to be calm, isn't it? Ignore me again. Should just stick to talking about the achievement, really, rather than going off topic and trying to do maths, and it's not that good. So we get into World 8-1. We want to put the lantern onto the first box that we come to. So I can see these are pretty simple to do. So we want to put it on the box on the left, the first purple box. And then we want to rewind time until that little purple box picks up that little orb at the bottom, as it's just done there. And then we want to go get our lantern again. So fast forward time until the box is back in front of the girl again. Pick that up. Nice. We're now going to move forward again and activate the sky bridge. Not the sky bridge, the light bridge, whatever we want to call it. We still haven't decided, and we're nearly finished the video now. And we're going to come across 3 boxes again in a second. It's a bit of a trial and error level again. This time we are going to put it on the first box again, the one on the left. And that's, you're going to keep moving forward so that that box can pick up light from the falling debris, which will be in a second. I got confused because I thought that was a debris. It was not. This is the debris we're talking about, and it's going to jump to collect it like so. So from there we can recollect the box again, and you can rewind slightly further to allow that cloud to disappear from the wind chime, and the boy can interact with the wind chime, making the black hole a little bit further ahead of us disappear. You then want to give the lantern to the second box, the middle box. And keep moving forward like so. But in doing so, it allows us to get past that area, but it means that we can get over that that bridge as well. What's it called? What have I been calling it? The cloud bridge. You then want to activate this light bridge and keep moving forward into the clouds. So this is the first level where we haven't actually finished on a shrine. So I don't know if you could call the next one World 8-2. I mean, it technically is, so we will call it. So, this time you want to move forward until you get to the point underneath, like where your head is pretty much underneath that wave machine that we met earlier in the game. So you want the girl's head to be in line with the bottom part of the wave machine, which is here. In fact, you want to go like maybe a little bit further back. You see the lightning in the air start shaking so that they can connect, and that will get us an achievement called Don't Touch That. So you don't actually need to do that, but it will get you achievements, so you might as well keep going. So we're going to keep moving forward again until the saw is underneath the girl, which we'll notice in a second. You see that saw coming up? We're going to be having the girl in line with the bottom of the saw. Well, the top of the saw. The end of the... you know what I mean. You'll know what I mean in a second when you see what I mean. So here, we need to go back a little bit. And that's... lightning is going to actually not hit the saw like what you thought. It's actually going to hit a rock and cause the rock to explode, but the saw also explodes, so there you go. So the next thing we're going to do is have the boy interact with this tower. And we're going to rewind time so that the plug is facing the globe. And that's going to activate some more lightning for us, which you'll see in a second. Nope, we don't want it plugged in. That's wrong. We want it to go back a bit. A little bit further than that, because we want it to be facing it like so. May take a little bit of fiddling around, but you want to leave it at about that point. The lightning's not going to hit that bit yet, but you want to move forward until the lightning appears so that the lightning can hit it and switch the telly on. So from here, you want to continue going forward. So here's where I made the mistake. Yes, you give the lantern to it, but you also want the lantern to stand on that green hose so that the green hose blows the water, the beach ball away. I missed that part out. So this bit's slightly wrong. I am getting ahead of myself here. You should have had the globe stand on that green hose pipe, which will fill the hose pipe and then blow that ball away. So you can still do this part. And as you can see, it gives you the lantern, but you can't move forward. So we do also need to move back a bit now. So so what we did there was we plugged the TV and then moved forward with the lantern being in the on the box, which allowed the lantern to pick up a light from the box, from the TV. So what we need to do now is reverse what we just did and not have the TV plugged in, so that we can use that watering hose to move that beach ball out of the way. It does take me a couple of minutes to work this out, so you guys might even be able to skip past this, maybe. I was so confused because I'd put in my notes, like I'd missed it further back and you can continue forward. Without that, I was confused on what I'd done wrong because I forgot what I needed to do to move that beach ball. So hopefully you don't make the same mistake as me. All I need to do to correct it now is just unplug the TV. But I just didn't realise what I'd done wrong. So I'm getting there. I still don't think I've got it though. Sorry about this. It was a mild bit of confusion in my mind on what I was meant to be doing. I've just totally just frozen. I've totally thought, what was I meant to do? How am I meant to do this? Have I got it? Did I get it at this point? I think I got it at this point. Nope, still haven't got it. Still haven't got it. Sorry, guys. Just a little bit of common sense. So this is what happens when you get to a point in the level and you're not actually sure what you're meant to be doing. You're just kind of moving backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. I think I've got it here. So you want to unplug the telly. There we go. Now we can move forward. There we go. Realised what I was meant to do. And that beach ball moved out of the way. Awesome. I still did something wrong there because I'm pretty sure I could have moved forward and the lantern would have appeared. Would have been in the right position for me and I didn't actually need to turn the TV back on. But I did it just in case. But we're now actually officially moved forward properly. And complete the level. Now, once we've completed this level, 8-3 is the easiest level of them all. So obviously go reclaim the lampshade. As we said, you're going to activate that sky bridge and move forward. But once you've completed that, you are literally just going to move forward. On world number 8-3, you're literally just moving forward full stop. So you're going to activate that sky bridge, move up there, and move on to 8-3 where you're just going to hold right, and that's all you need to do to complete the game. That will give you the Gardens complete achievement worth 80G. And like I say, there is nothing you need to do. So I'll let the game play out, as you can see. I hope this guide helped out for you. If it did, please hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber is amazing to me and really helps me grow the channel as best it could. And if you could leave a like for spending the last hour and a half with me, that would mean a lot too. And that's all I did. I hope you enjoyed this game as well as much as I did. It's a pretty fun game to kind of work out. You guys have done it the easy way of getting that, just following a guide to get that easy 1000G. It's still taking you an hour and a half, I suppose. And you can still enjoy the game even if you know exactly what you're doing. It's quite artistic. Music's quite nice and whatnot. But as you can see, we're just getting the end area now. We're going to pop that light into there, which will pop our 80G, hopefully getting you that 1000G and you haven't missed anything out. Because if you did miss any of the missable achievements, I've got some bad news for you, because you do need to start the whole game again. There isn't a level select sort of thing. But that is the end of the game, so you can leave the video if you want, or you can watch the last cutscene of them, the very emotional girl and boy, because the boy's now going to move out and move away. And that is the end of their nice little story. But this is where I'm going to leave you. I'll leave the game playing out the outro, just so you can enjoy it if you want to enjoy it. I actually got a bit confused here, because what you need to do, you still need a fast forward time. I thought, well, why is the cutscene not playing out? What's happening? Is the game froze? Is this it? But no, it's because you need to fast forward the same as every other cutscene. But there's no little Easter egg cutscene on this one. Then it does finally load the final cutscene for it. I mean, you can watch it on my video if you want, or you've probably got the final cutscene on your screen as well if you're following me at this point. But like I say, please leave a like if you have got any joy from this video. Subscribe if you're new. Go follow my Twitter if you want to. It is Stephenhume_guides. You can follow my Instagram, which I believe is StephenHume1995. All the links are available in the description down below. Like I say, there will be some timestamps in here, so if you need to specifically go back to a certain area, you should be able to. But this is where I'll leave this game, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!